Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog day. Today is Sunday the 28th, I think it is. It's 28th. And today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, decent time, got up. Dogs woke me up earlier than I really wanted to, but it was, I don't know, 6 something. I think it was like 6:07 or some junk. But got up, got the dogs out, got them all outside. Basically played with them for a little bit out there, chilled out, trying to keep the quiet in the house as long as I could for my bride so she could stay in bed a little later. So got done with that, had a few things around to get done, nothing major. Everybody finally started getting up, so I got the dogs all in and fed and all that good fun stuff. Everything went pretty smooth. Wife had a few things around the house she was doing, nothing real major. Just like you heard there, we had some people shooting off fireworks throughout the day, off and on with the holiday and all the good fun that comes with it. So, but yeah, the dogs seem to handle it pretty well. Had 2 new dogs get dropped off for dog daycare that I had never watched before, so I was kind of a little concerned about how that was going to go, but it went fine. The dogs did really good. Everybody got along good. I was not really sure how it was going to go. Had a couple other dogs I watch quite a bit that are coming also a little bit later, and the one's really bad about being super protective and gets all pissy and gets all growly and start trying to bite other dogs and stuff, and it makes me nervous because I'm afraid one of the bigger dogs one of these days is just gonna really whoop him. And so unfortunately, because he's getting much worse as he's getting older, that he doesn't get to spend as much time outside and running around and doing as much. But went ahead, my wife and mother, they took off. They had some shopping they wanted to go do. They were going to Big Lots, and I'm not sure where else they were going, but they headed out. And then all my clients know they're supposed to text me ahead of time with an ETA, and this client did not. He just showed up at the house and heard Bruce going all bark crazy inside, and everybody else were all outside. So I went there and hauled up Bruce and brought him back out, and basically realized that they were there. I'm like, yeah, screw them. They should have called ahead. So I had to get the dogs all settled back down because they hear Bruce barking, and of course the dogs get all worked up and stuff. So I have to separate and kind of figure out where everybody's going to be put. So finally they text and said they're here. Like, what happened to the text kind of thing. So I made them wait a little bit longer. They waited about 10 minutes probably. And then went ahead and said they held it. So we got the dogs, and it's like, hey, you're supposed to call or text me ahead of time kind of thing, whatnot. And it's like, oh yeah, I just kind of forgot. Like, okay, well, this is multiple times you guys are screwing this up, and kind of deal, we got to get this fixed because that's just kind of how life goes. So went ahead and I realized the fact that the wife is the one that does 90% of the communication, and she's the one that does a much better job with it. And the husband has been doing this lately because the wife hasn't been around. She's been at the other place working on the other condo or whatever. So I've been dealing with him, and he's not doing nearly as good a job. So kind of dealt with that. Got the dogs inside, got them all figured around. From there, went ahead and basically moved the dogs I had inside to the master bathroom area, and then brought the little ones outside, let them kind of sniff around a little bit, let them kind of hang out. Brought the rest of the dogs out, and of course the little one, he decided he was going to be all trying to be dominant, trying to be aggressive, and he got yelled at pretty good. So basically, once he gets yelled at, he usually kind of calms down a little bit and is a much better dog, but still just don't quite trust him. So they ended up back in the house because I couldn't trust the 2. They just kept annoying me, kept trying to go after their dogs and stuff, and it was really not fun. So they got separated out, got put back in the house, and hung out there till my wife and mother were getting back home. They were bringing in stuff, so I went and got the dogs, brought them all back outside, so they didn't worry about the dogs trying to escape when they were in the process of moving in whatever they brought, all their supplies and stuff in and out of the house. So dogs did all right after that. Little ones ended up back inside with my mom, and the little wiener dog ends up next to her on the couch, and then let the dogs inside. And the wiener dog starts going after and trying to attack the big dogs. And I'm just like, knock it off, stop it, you're being a shithead. So dealt with all that good fun all day. That was not the most entertaining of the day, but it is what it is. So we hung around, got a few things accomplished, chilled outside, did a little bit of yard work, not much, but got a little bit of stuff done here and there. And most of us hung out. They came and picked up the other 2 dogs. They were happy to be going back home. People got their day in surfing, not having to worry about the dogs on the beach and all that good fun stuff to mess with. So worked out well for them, and it was, like I said, extremely last minute for them. So did them a massive favor, got a nice little tip out of it. And from there, I was hanging around the pups, decided to go get my run in, so I separated the two shitty dogs into the bedroom by themselves while the rest of the dogs hung out with my wife and mother. Everybody was having a good time, and unfortunately I just left the little ones in the bedroom by themselves because they're being shitheads. And it's definitely just, it's how it is. If you're gonna be the shitty one, you're the one that's gotta wait and be separated, because otherwise we can't trust you with the dogs. So that's what happens to you. You have to be separated out. So kind of is what it is there. So yeah, we had that to do. That was a good fun part of it. The whole thing all went smoothly. I took off my run, was out running around a little bit, doing fine. I was crossing just like that, actually that exactly right there, but a few blocks to the west. And I was during my run part, not the walk making the video part, and looked up, saw a car coming, clearly nowhere near me. So I ran on across the street, and I was probably 35 feet down the road when the car finally got there and it blew its horn at me. Like, how dare you cross in front of me? And I'm like, pedestrians have the right of way, but whatever. So I was like pissed off. So I kind of threw my hands up, like, what are you gonna do about it? And the guy slams on his brakes, comes whipping back, rolls down the window, starts yelling at me and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, I got the right of way, man. You didn't have to do shit. He was going way above the speed limit. You could tell by the way he brakes and slid way past the intersection and stuff. He was nowhere near it. And my guess most likely is he was texting on his phone or looking at his phone or not doing shit. I happened to look up last minute and he was nowhere near me, but saw me, had a panic moment, thinking, oh shit, I'm about to kill somebody, and then slammed on his brakes and then got butthurt instead of admitting, hey, I was in the wrong, I should have been paying attention instead of on my phone or whatever the hell I was doing. He decides he's gonna yell at me, and I wasn't gonna take it. I ain't gonna have the crap. Then the guy threatens to better watch myself, because next time he sees me he's gonna run me over. And I'm like, so you're gonna threaten to kill somebody because you had to touch your brakes? Like, piss off. So went ahead and continued on my run. There's a neighbor 2 houses down, second house from the intersection. He'd come out, he was out watching his boat. He asked what the hell's going on. It's crazy, man. He goes, because I saw that you were nowhere, he was nowhere near you, you're good. And I'm like, yeah, to hell with him. And he kind of laughed. So went off my run. Everything else went smooth there. Got my run finished up, got back to the house, grabbed myself a shower, got all the dogs fed again. Ended up having some leftovers. Mom made some sliders. I saw, I don't know what the hell, a little short video on the internet that was basically take a couple pounds of hamburger, whatever, spread it out like it's a really super thin meatloaf, grill it, bake it in the oven, and then put it on top of some Hawaiian rolls, chop it up into little tiny mini sliders. Turned out pretty good. The only problem we had, the meat ended up being a little bit thick. So with it being as thick as it was a lot. It felt like he was eating a lot of meat. So maybe next time I'll try and get her to mix in some cottage cheese or maybe in some breadcrumbs or something to kind of lighten up the hamburgers, because they were pretty dense, or maybe even thin it out a little more so it's not quite so much meat in that little pan. So the burgers don't seem quite so dense. But I had some potato salad with it and had ourselves a nice little meal. Watched an episode of the new show out called Beef. It's about road rage. Ironically enough, we've been watching a few episodes of it. And then this guy loses his damn mind. I'm on my run, but it's all good in the long run. So got done with it, headed back outside, ended up chilling out there for a little bit. My wife came out for a little while, and the dogs were having a good time with me. Actually, inside when we was having dinner, after dinner, I let the little shitty one next to me in the lap, and he was up there chilling out, and the dog came by, and he got all super aggressive with the dog. I'm like, bullshit, man. So he got yelling at again. He got put on the floor like, you're not going to be protective. You're not going to be protected up here, acting like a bully when there's no consequences. So I get back on the floor, and I'm like, dude, have at it. So just, you have to learn to live with the dogs in this house, or stop coming here. I don't care which. So kind of is what it is there. But headed back outside. Wife went to doing some stuff. She had some things at work to do, whatever. Then she came out and asked me if I wanted to drink. I said absolutely. She mixed up something with, I don't know, some coconut rum or something. It was really tasty, and didn't really taste the alcohol in it, so I don't know how much she put in, but it was a nice little tasty drink. Finished off my cigar. She headed back inside. We watched Maverick, the new Top Gun movie, and I think she enjoyed it a lot more than I did. I don't know, I didn't really like Top Gun when it came out way back in the early days. Definitely didn't care for this one either. Didn't really, I don't get into it. So military movies really aren't my thing, I guess. But it just, there's so much hoopla and BS, and so not reality of how things would actually happen in real life and all that stuff. But just wasn't my thing. But we watched it, finished it up. She's like, pretty good. She could tell she was kind of squirming around the chair a little bit. And she goes, oh yeah, if I want to finish this, we can finish it inside. It's on my iPad. We just pause it, finish it when I'm done. And she goes, no, I'll finish it here. So got it finished up, changed the printer out, had printed off a few more things. I'm printing for a fellow BDM. Taking days to print this stuff. It's a big thing I'm printing. So went ahead and started another one of those and got it printing, made sure it's printing right before I headed to bed so I can print all night long and worry about it in the morning. So pretty much all we got for right now. Oh, then I went inside, I actually ended up making myself some, basically I took an avocado, squished it all up, then dumped a little salsa and added a little bit of garlic powder to it and had myself some chips and salsa with an avocado squished in it. So I don't know if that would be, it's not really guacamole, because I added the salsa, but no lime, no nothing else. It's just had a guac avocado that I was kind of, I guess it's guac light, but I had an avocado that was about too ripe to eat, so I went ahead and knocked it out, and it is what it is. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.